think that's what it's for. So they are not expected to use it for that. It's I think the purpose for this money has been clearly stated, or should be clearly stated. So you don't expect governors to use it for outstanding salaries. And if they are going to be using it for outstanding salaries, are we saying that it's only civil servants that we have in all these states? It's not only civil servants that are there in the states. There are other people that are not civil servants. There are people that run their businesses. So how do you want to reach out to those ones? So if you are going to now end up and use everything you get now for to offset a salary backlog, I don't think that's a sensible thing to do, really.
Also, the governors proposed a new minimum wage as part of the medium and long-term strategies to help cushion the effect of subsidy removal. Now, we've been hearing since the announcement of the removal of the subsidy, we've been hearing new minimum wage, new increment in salary, and all of that. Are they going to quickly implement it? Because now,
yes, finish your
the price of fuel. Now, aside, it's a two-way thing, so I'm going to break it down, and I'll remind you when you answer the first one. Now, even if they implement it already, I am asking again, private people who are working in the private sector, what are they going to benefit?
That's a question I've always asked, and I said that much earlier also, that you can't just concentrate on, it will be very unfair to concentrate only on civil servants, because they are not the only ones in the state, they are not the only ones contributing to the GDP of every state or the IGR of every state. So the government should come up with ideas how to reach out to private individuals, how to reach out to private business owners, how to reach out to every other sector apart from the public sector. We have other people in the country. We have other, yes, they are talking about this minimum wage. I saw a proposal of 200,000 naira as minimum wage. I saw another proposal, I think this one by Renwa Mokri, 70,000 naira. They can work on all these things, but they should not just forget that it's not only the civil servant, because by the time they increase the salaries of civil servants, the market women, the traders will also increase their prices, because they know that, okay, there's an increment somewhere, then we can also hike our prices so we can be a part of this increment. And it's not only civil servants that will be going to these markets. We go to the same market, our children go to the same schools, so we are there together. So if they get some measure of palliatives, private individuals, private workers, private business owners we have the small scale business owners, we have the medium scale, and we have the large scale. So the government should just come up with it. It's very wrong to be saying. I really don't like saying that some people do not require palliatives. We all require some form of palliatives. It can now differ from class to class, from level to level. It can differ. Like I said last week, even these people, the poorest of the poor that you're talking about, some of them don't even buy fuel. They don't even buy fuel. So they have their hikes, they have their increment in all other places, but they don't buy fuel. So what of those who buy fuel? The middle class. So what happens to the middle class? What happens to every other people?
Also, the federal government would distribute 252,000 metric tons of grains to states at a subsidized rate. This is as the council backs the planned distribution of grain fertilizer starting July 21st. So now, I think this is a provision for farmers, right?
Yes, or fertilizers.
Fertilizers and the grains.
Yes.
So they are going to be able to afford grain at cheaper prices. Does that indicate that food prices will also come down?
That should be the end result. If it is properly managed. The purpose of all these things by the federal government is to mitigate the effect of the removal of fuel subsidy on Nigerians' economy. You understand? So every step taken is to ensure that at the end of the day, we are going to have these goods affordable and conveniently. So if they are going to be distributing fertilizers to farmers and grains to farmers, is to ensure. Last week we also had the President Tinubu declaring state of emergency on food security. So I think it's expected to go a long way or a short way in ensuring that there is food security. If they give farmers fertilizers, and when we talk about distributing this stuff, we do not want to have a situation we used to have, where some farmers from some part of the country, we should be able to, we should have some respite. So, honestly.
All right. Now, the House of Representatives has called on the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission to put a stop to the planned increase in electricity tariffs for now. To this end, the House mandated its Committee on Power to interface with NERC with a view to finding a common ground to address the proposed hike in the interest of Nigerians. Must they even increase the price?
Yeah, well, Tony, if we ask if they must, you don't understand factors playing out in their sector too. It's just like you asking if a trader in the market should increase his or her prices.
Oh.
You are not in that sector. I try as much as possible to be fair in analyzing the situation we have found ourselves. We should not forget that we all have found ourselves in this situation. Even those people you are looking at up there, they are in this situation. They are in it. It's just that the levels at which we are affected, the effect on everybody differs. The level of the effect differs. That's the situation we are in. See, we have people who were buying full tank in their vehicles before. Now, because they can't afford to ditch the cars, they can't afford to go in public transport. Probably because of their safety, and some can't even. You have children you are taking to school, you are taking your wife to work, you are going to work. How do you go about putting everyone in public transport in the morning? How do you go about picking them with public transport in the afternoons? So people can't just afford to ditch their cars. So they have reduced drastically how much fuel they buy. People have reduced how much hours, for how long they put on their generators. We have cut down on everything. So if you say that must they increase it? If you ask them, they will have their own reasons also. It is not enough for the House of Reps to just be saying don't. It is not enough. They should address the market factors. They should address whatever it is. See, I want to believe that these people cannot just wake up and just decide they want to increase for no reason. So the House of Reps should call them. They should call them and ask them, why do you want to increase electricity tariff at this time, at this crucial time of our lives? When everyone is cutting down on everything, when people can barely eat 3 square meals a day. People can barely eat, even 2, they can barely eat well. So they should ask them if there are things they can help with. If these factors given by, the reasons given by the electricity company, if they come up with reasons that the House of Reps can still appeal to them to hold on. Okay, let's hold on. Let's see what we can do to mitigate the effect on you also. Because the effect is on them too. They need money. They need money also to service all their equipment that they are using to give you electricity. They need money to pay their staff. If I were working in a company in IBEDC right now, you think I would not want to collect my salary? I would want to collect my salary. No one is going to understand that, okay, we can't pay your salary because we have not been able to increase electricity tariff. People are saying we should not increase, so we have not increased and we can't pay. No one is going to come to understand them. So I think all these factors should be addressed. It's not enough for you to be telling people not to increase. You can't go to the market now and tell. Now, yesterday, someone told me a Congo of rice now sells for 1,400. 1,400 naira.
Mad.
A Congo of rice. So who will go to that woman in the market to tell her to get back to selling it at 1,200 or 1,000? No, because she will tell you how much she bought it. She will tell you the price at which she bought. Pepper, everything. So you can't stop. It's not enough for you to stop people from increasing their prices. It is for you to address what made that thing possible. That factor that led to them increasing their prices is what the House of Reps should address. This hold on is not going to be for a very long time. That I know very well. The worst they will do is to increase it surreptitiously. It's because they are announcing it that you are crying out, that you are able to call them out. Once you get to the dispensing point, you give them your card, they sell the unit commensurate to whatever money you have brought to them. Then you go home and start doing your calculations. That's what they are going to do eventually.
All right. Nigeria is on the verge of mass producing electric vehicles as part of measures to shift attention away from the rising cost of fuel. Already, the federal government will ratify the electric vehicle development plan in the coming weeks. Director General of the National Automotive Design and Development Council disclosed this while speaking at a workshop in Abuja. He said the development plan has entered its final stage for ratification and implementation. Now, yes, I remembered Maestro slightly mentioned something about electric vehicles and our roads and all of that. Now, aside the roads, we're going to need electricity to charge these vehicles, yeah? Or maybe, I think I read in the news, or I don't know, that the NNPCL will be installing charging points for vehicles at their filling station. Is it not going to be as expensive as buying petrol?
Well, it's probably not going to be. It should not be, because that is the reason for diversifying. We are saying that, okay, we want to move away from fuel, we want to move away from petrol, so we want to start using electric cars so that we can just be charging as we move. In some places where they're already using these electric cars, they charge on the move, they charge on the go. I don't know how they are doing it, but I think there are charging points on the roads. As they move, they charge. But now, NNPC, I think is going to be the responsibility of NNPC now to provide these charging points in their stations. So you charge. Honestly, how they want to go about it, I do not know. Because if you are going to be charging at all the NNPC outlets, what is the distance you can cover before you are able to charge again? Or can you charge till you get to the next NNPC depot? Or there will be a limit on the kilometers you can run, or your speed. You understand? Maybe there will be a limit so that you will be able to get to the next charging point before you run out of power. All this are what we expect that they finalize, and hopefully it should not be as expensive as petrol, because then what will be the essence? What will be the essence of it?
But purchasing the vehicle,
well, it's going to be expensive, no doubt. You have to expect that it will be expensive, because if you are saving money on fuel, then you have to spend that money on something else. So if you are, it's just like you having a power bank. Power banks are somewhat expensive, but you keep them, you have them. So you are saving money on chargers, buying chargers, having to look for where to charge every time. But you have invested that money on your power bank. Now, if you are using inverter or solar to install all these things now are very expensive. But at the end of the day, you will be glad, because you'll be spending less on fuel. So electric cars, I do not know, but I think they are going to be fairly expensive, more than the regular cars.
Let's just see how it goes. The House of Representatives yesterday resolved to investigate rising incidences of alleged contaminated aviation fuel and non-adherence to standard procedures in the industry. The investigation was prompted by reported cases of contaminated aviation fuel involving Max Air and Max Air on Thursday, July 7th. Now, Maestro also mentioned it yesterday that I think the petrol was mixed with water. And imagine the amount of people that had to go into the plane, the amount of people the plane had to carry with the adulterated fuel. When they find whatever it is, whoever it is that was involved in this adulterated petrol, are they going to properly punish them?
Well, the properly punish is the question to ask. And again, are they ever going to find these people, Tony? Because sometimes I just ask, how difficult is it to fish out these people? You have someone that supplies your fuel. So are you telling me that you don't know where you got that fuel from, that particular fuel? You are telling me you don't know where you got it from. Or you do not know at what point it was adulterated. Because sometimes we just act like we have ghosts coming down to perpetrate crimes in this country. Sometimes we talk like there are aliens that will come, perpetrate this evil, and go back. But it's not true. They are here with us. Now we have been asking. You said people were stealing money, subsidy money. They were stealing. One name we did not get, and we are suffering like this because of people that were stealing money. So, as a government now, we could not stop them from stealing. We could not block all these loopholes that we created for them to steal. We could not. But we decided that, okay, the best to do was to just remove the shock from Nigerians. The best thing to do was to remove subsidy. Now we have removed the subsidy. Still, we have not gotten a single name. There was the Navy ship that was destroyed. That ship that stole fuel, it was destroyed. We did not get a single name of the owner. Of course, we got the name, the captain of the ship, who said that he did not know that it was petrol it was crude they were loading inside the ship. It was to captain. You understand me? Mm-hmm. So it's what we do. We pretend like we cannot catch these thieves because we know them. They are with us. If they are not us, sometimes they are even us. That's why we can't catch them. Because I honestly do not know. Now, I don't know why there cannot be someone that will be held responsible for that adulteration. How can you just deliberately endanger the lives of over 100 people that are probably going to board that train per time? Why? How? And no one is going to be punished. And if no one is punished, they are going to come back and do worse. Because, okay, you bought this fuel from someone. Someone supplied the fuel to you. You should be able to call the person. This is the fuel that we bought from you. At what point did you think it was adulterated? Okay, you didn't sell it like this. What did you think happened to it? I don't know if you are getting... See, it is not impossible. It's just that we don't want to do it. We do not want to do it. And where our problem started from is this plea bargaining. I don't understand the rationale behind this plea bargaining. Someone stole 50,000 naira. Then you call the person and ask how much can you drop so you go free. I don't understand. Once it's been established that this person stole or misappropriated, and you get the person to court or wherever, and you're asking the person, okay, drop this and go. That is where the problem starts. That is the problem. So instead of exposing the evils in our society, we just cover them. We cover them, we glide over them, and we move on to the next. We're always moving on to the next. This marks an issue now. This adulteration, I'm telling you, you're not going to hear about it further than today. You are probably not going to hear about it next week, and you're not going to hear that someone was apprehended, someone was punished. You are not going to hear it. And it makes these evil people stronger. It makes them wiser. It makes them, someone is probably telling someone somewhere now that you are very foolish. You are very silly. How did you get caught? How did you do that to the extent that, why did you adulterate it to that extent? The water you put is too much. Someone is probably telling somebody that now.
The water you put is too much.
The water you put is too much. Is that how we do it? Someone is probably telling somebody that now.
Probably.
And they are going to get away with it. And they will keep on doing this evil until we lose lives again. Look at our roads. Look at potholes right in the middle of roads. It's like, honestly, it's like spirits come down to dig these holes inside on our roads. You are going today, you are probably not going to see it, but when you tomorrow, day after, you see that ditch right in the middle, like they deliberately carved it out to cause accidents. Until we lose lives there. It's pathetic, really.
All right. Now we'll move on to the latest crisis rocking the APC. Strong indications have emerged that members of the ruling All Progressives Congress National Working Committee may clash with the party's governors over a plan by the latter to adopt ex-governor Abdullahi Ganduje as the new national chairman of the party. I've been seeing that news about Ganduje being the new chairman since the chairman Adamu, did he draw back, or he was suspended? Did he resign?
As what?
As the party chairman.
Adamu resigned.
He resigned.
Yes,
okay. Since his resignation, I've been seeing this story, and I initially ignored it because I thought it was fake. But I've been seeing it constantly, and first things first, is it possible for them to make him the chairman?
Make who? Ganduje?
Yes.
It's very possible. I don't see why it's not possible. I think he's qualified, and I also would want to believe that he's probably from same side, same region as Abdullahi Adamu. I'm not so sure if they are from same region, but almost same region. So I think they are both from the north.
Okay. Let me go on with the story.
Yes.
Barely 48 hours after the development, that's the resignation of Adamu and Omishore, Progressive Governors Forum, the umbrella body of the party's governors, met in Abuja and reportedly agreed to back Ganduje as Adamu's successor. Now, when I heard the Yoruba Weroing earlier, I was hearing that they were saying that it's just 48 hours. That how come it's just 48 hours, and that how come they are already asking, or deciding to pick someone. If someone leaves a seat, you're supposed to replace the person regardless of the time frame, right? So why is there a contention on the barely 48 hours or one thing?
Well, it's probably they think they should give it time, and I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. I don't understand the duration. I don't think there's any limit on any embargo on the duration with which to, or the time frame between the last and the new. You understand? But since there is an acting, there's an acting chairman right now, so probably they thought they should wait a little so that every party and every faction would agree on the candidate. So it's probably too early for them. So they are going to be saying that, okay, they already had this person in mind. That's why it's so quick. They are so quick to name the person.
Now, the National Working Committee members said they were opposed to the governor's plan, insisting that the office had been zoned to the North Central Geopolitical Zone and Ganduje is from the Northwest Geopolitical Zone.
See?
So, in all of this, zoning has to come to place.
Exactly. Yeah, because I asked Maestro that much I think on Wednesday or Tuesday, I asked him if now that we have these two people, that's Omishore from the southwest and Adamu from north. I don't know which north exactly is Adamu from. Can you please let me just check that? So, are we going to have their replacements directly from their regions? You understand? That was my question, and I think Maestro said that's how it's supposed to be. They should have the secretary from the southwest, where the person that resigned, the erstwhile occupant of that post, is from. You understand? Just as we have the chairman. So that is why it is a point that they think they can raise now that Aganduje is from the North Central. North?
He's from the Northwest.
Ganduje is from the Northwest. Yes, and Adamu was from North Central, was it? Maybe. We'll get it. We'll get there. So I think it's a point. That's why they are raising it. And it's very, very important. It's germane to the selection of the chairman. But honestly, I don't think that would be enough to disqualify Ganduje. But my own point is just that of all the people now, of all the people in APC. But what are we saying, Tony? Who left the office? Who left the office? Senator Abdullahi Adamu, on whose farm monkeys ate money. On whose farm monkeys consumed money to the tune of probably billions or millions now. Money contributed by the senators. He said the monkey has swallowed it from his farm. And nothing came out of it. Nothing came out of that story. It was about the same time this lady also said snake swallowed her money. This jumbo one said, you remember that?
Yes.
That snake swallowed. So it was the snake that first swallowed that now gave the monkey the fillip to go and swallow. So when the monkeys heard that, okay, snakes are now swallowing money. So the monkeys now decided that, it's possible for them to swallow money from Senator Adamu's farm. So they swallowed money. So if Senator Adamu leaves and Ganduje comes in, Ganduje, whose government in the state right now is planning on bringing up his case, the dollar case. They are planning on bringing that case to the fore again now. And that is where the APC is looking. That is the direction APC is looking for the chairmanship of that party, of the ruling party.
Adamu is from the North Central.
North Central, yes. He's from the North Central and Ganduje is from the Northwest. So I think, but I don't think it will stand really. Because I've been reading in the news since yesterday that I think President Bola Tinubu is favorably disposed towards Ganduje as the chairman of that party. And if the president wants him, I don't see much that can be done against it. That's just my
Even with
estimation.
the scandals surrounding him and all of that.
Which of them does the one that resigned? Tony.
Still on the APC, a former president of the Senate, Ame Ebute, has declared his ambition to replace the erstwhile national chairman of the ruling All Progressives Congress. In a statement issued on Thursday evening, Senator Ebute said he is ready to sacrifice himself as he did alongside President Bola Ahmed Tinubu during the heydays of the military. His declaration came on the heels of reports that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu may have struck an accord with the governors of the party to settle for the immediate past governor of Kano State. He says, and I quote, "I, distinguished Senator Amebute, CON, express my desire to become the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress. My desire is fortified and predicated on the following premises. Having come a long way in politics by participating in the experimental presidential system of democracy in 1979, wherein I was elected as a senator representing the good people of Benue State." It's on and on and on. But him saying, when a politician says they want to sacrifice themselves, when they say, "Oh, I want to sacrifice myself," is that truly a sacrifice?
I don't understand. I don't understand that kind of sacrifice. What do they achieve in this sacrifice? He wants to sacrifice himself to be the chairman of the APC. So what sacrifice is he going to be offering to Nigerians? What will be his contribution? He said he sacrificed himself for democracy with
The president.
well, even the name. I'm just hearing the name of all the sacrificial lambs I've been reading in the history of Nigeria. I haven't read much about him, so let's see. Let's see if he gets the nod to become the chairman of that party.
Ending the speech, as an elder with vast experience, I believe I can conveniently. I believe I can conveniently be a binding force within the party and unite the
Is that
party.
the manifesto he's reading?
My prayer is that you will be proud of me and you will not be disappointed.
Please, where was that?
Where was it?
Yes, where?
Where?
Was he presenting a manifesto? Are they now campaigning to be chairman of the party? Let's move away from that, Tony, and just
Okay. I want to quickly just nod my head to this while you were talking the other time, and I just remembered this. Now, former Minister of Petroleum, Designing Alinsen Madueke, apparently her son graduated in the UK and she celebrated it. Now, Senator Ben Maury Bruce celebrated with her and he posted a selfie they took together and she was looking quite stunning. In fact, if you tell me she's in her 30s, I won't argue with you. And then I was taking back to the last picture I saw of her where she supposedly had cancer and all of that. Did she beat cancer? Did she fight cancer? Or did she ever have cancer?
Well, we did not read further to know how she beat cancer.
Okay.
We only heard. And we heard about that cancer about the time she had a case, an ongoing case. You remember the diamond bra? Okay. So that was when she had cancer. I saw this picture this morning. I saw it popped up on my phone, like as a Twitter notification, and I was just enlarging the picture.
To be sure.
I was enlarging the picture. I kept just enlarging the picture to be sure that it was the Zaniman Drake I was seeing. And, I just concluded that maybe it's an old picture. So I didn't
I had to
check
check the tweets to
Yes.
be sure that it was recent.
So I didn't check further. I just saw that it was with Ben Murray. Bruce, I was like, okay, can this, or is he remembering a time they shared together? Is he recalling events? You understand? But we see that it's a very, very recent picture. And the madam is looking, let me use your word, quite stunning. The madam is looking like, she's not looking like anyone that had cancer. I don't think so. Is that not her hair on her head?
Yes, it looks like her hair wig. Even if it is wig, I'm sure the lace wig gets to almost the forehead. So it's not the wig.
It's funny. It's the theatrics that we play when there is a case. She's not the only one. They all fall ill once they have a case to answer, or they faint. Is it that they are fainting, or they have neck what is it called now? On their neck. They have it on their neck. Some even come on wheelchairs. Some come with clutches. Some, they feign all sort of when they have cases to answer. But when they are eating the money, they are very hale and hearty. But when it's time for them, we had former Governor Fayose also in severe pain. When he was in severe pain at a time also. I think he said some people attacked him at the time. He was in severe pain. And Dino Melaye, when he had to climb the tree, when they were taking him. See Rocha Sokorocha, when he said DSS bust his house, see him reading the Psalms. He was visibly shaking and telling the whole world that he was scared. They were attacking him. They were burgling his house. This is what they do, really. Once they have a case, I think Emefiele also is asking to travel to go and see his doctor. So, well, I wish her well, really, and I congratulate her. I congratulate the son. I wish her all the best. She is now a minister in the Dominican Republic.
Now, in all of this, I used to remember that after her case started, anytime her picture was posted in the papers, there used to be this joke online on social media that it's credit alert. They are giving us pocket money because it's either they find maybe pearls from her that are worth millions of dollars and all of that. Now, in all of these things, shouldn't she have been put behind bars? Now, we are seeing all of these people embezzle a lot of money.
Her case
and
is still in court.
It's still in court.
Still in court,
Okay,
so we cannot
can't
say
exactly
that
say a lot.
she
But
should be behind
as
bars.
a Gen Z, let me ask this. Aren't they given bad examples? Now, they'll say the youth are engaged in this, they're engaged in this. But it's always the harm of the EFCC is always strong on Yahoo boys and all of that. But it's like they get kind of
the
soft.
bad examples are established already, don't they? They are not just giving. They have given already. The bad examples are everywhere. And they have youth following in the steps of these bad examples. So you are not going to say that they are just giving it. We have it already. We have their students, we have their proteges, we have their apprentices, we have their children, we have people that have taken them as role models, and we have people that are just acting out everything that they are seeing. So it's not like they are just establishing it. It's there already. The bad examples are there. People now gravitate towards success, not minding how the success came about. People now gravitate towards money, not minding how you came about the sudden wealth. People see people as Yahoo boys and they still date Yahoo boys.
And even tell them, oh, you're
some
not
girls
effort.
you ask some girls, would you do a Yahoo boy or normal boys? And they will tell you that they would gladly date a Yahoo boy, because they know that you will tell them the Yahoo boy will use it for, but they will say they will prefer to date a Yahoo boy because they don't want to suffer. So we have glorified wealth. We have glorified sudden wealth. We have pushed hard work. We have pushed contentment to the back seat. So if you don't have money now, no one respects you. No matter who you are, if you do not have money, Gen Zs do not respect you. They don't even want to listen to you. They don't want to listen to you.
All the generations.
You can't give them any advice. I saw someone posted. Someone close to me posted, this Senator's Wives Forum. I don't know if you have it. Senator's Wives Forum. This girl, forgotten her name, Regina, as Senator Nwoko's wife now, is the social secretary of that forum. And this young lady said, it's only Regina that can give her marriage advice now. So she said it's only Regina that can give her marriage advice, despite the fact that everyone knew that Regina married a man that is old enough to be her father. It's not wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong. That was where she found love. And she's happy. We are happy for her. She has 2 children with this man, and they are happy together. Now she's a senator's wife. And not just that, she now holds a very key position in the Association of Senators' Wives of Nigeria.
Okay.
OPOG.
KPG.
OPG. So it's funny how our values have been see, it's nosediving. It has nosedived. I can't even say it's non-existent, because I still know that we still have some sound, well brought up children that will not compromise on anything. She said it's Regina that can give her marriage advice now. Why? Because Regina has married a very rich man and she has become a senator's daughter.
I hope as she's ready to receive the advice, she's ready to be a fourth wife.
Whatever, do they mind? Do they mind? And it's not like there's anything bad in being a fifth wife, a seventh wife if you want to be. There's nothing wrong in it. That is your take. It's your business.
Moving on. On Wednesday.
It's better than being a baby mama out there somewhere.
Or a baby mama that was not accepted. We were expecting the Senate to announce the arrival of the ministerial list, but it was an anticlimax yesterday, Thursday, as the Senate failed to announce the arrival of the list of ministerial nominees reportedly submitted by the presidency. Contrary to the expectations of Nigerians on the ministerial list of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Senate, shortly before commencing the legislative business of the day, which was their last for the week, went into a closed-door meeting, heightening hopes. It was about to brainstorm on the cabinet nominees of Mr. President. Soon after taking the petitions, which is the 5th item on the order paper, the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, announced that the senators should go into an executive session after the leader, Okoyemi Bamidele, had announced the private session. So now we are still waiting. The anticipation is a whole lot. There are speculations. Oh, this person is on the list. This person is not on the list. Will this person make the list? What's going to happen? I hope they are going to put so and so in this ministry, so things are going to turn out better. Do you think that we're going to have the announcement of the list and also the nominations before the 100th day? The 60th day.
Well, it's counting already. We should have it because that's what the law stipulates. Even though we've had cases that we flouted the law and nothing happened. But I think this administration had promised. We've had people who had spoken on behalf of the administration that before the 60th day in office, we are going to have it. I read somewhere yesterday, someone even said before Thursday. I read it on Wednesday. The senator assured newsmen that called him that before Thursday, that he would assure them that the list will be out. I think the Senate has the list now. So if the Senate has the list, it's no longer the fault of the president. The president has submitted. The president has met the deadline. You understand? So it's now
On the Senate.
Yes, now the senators that are deliberating, probably they have interests that have not been taken care of, and they are trying to agree amongst themselves. They are trying to redistribute these things, these posts among themselves, because it's what they do. They are not just going to be looking at this list to confirm them. They are going to be looking at the lists to see where their interests are also protected. You understand? So that's why they will go into 100 closed doors. If it will end up in them being protected, they don't mind. Nigerians can wait. I'm sure they will do it. Probably before the end of today. Let's hope that before the end of work today. And today is Friday. Is like an half day.
No, I think that was their last session for the week.
Yesterday was their last session for the week, so we don't have it this week. We have to wait for next week. But it's no longer on the table of the president. The president had submitted his list. Now is the senators. And I don't think there is a time limit for the senators to consider these people, because they are still going to call them and they are still going they are still going to screen them. So let's see.
All right. The House of Representatives Ad hoc Committee on International Boundary Disputes between Nigeria and Cameroon on Thursday said it might consider a fresh application to appeal the International Court of Justice judgment that ceded Bakassi to Cameroon. The committee was set up by the House to probe the case of encroachment into another cross-river state territory by Cameroon. The Danare and Biaju committees and about 7,000 to 10,000 hectares of land in the Boki area of Cross River risk being lost to Cameroon, according to a motion by lawmakers from the state last week. Now, if they are going to appeal the judgment, do you see a possibility of them getting back the Bakassi?
Well, that will honestly depend on a lot of things, but mostly on the discretion of the judge or the judges that will be sitting on it. But I think most importantly for me is the fact that there is an encroachment. Why should there be an encroachment? You said Bakassi was your own. You claimed a part of these places. And our then president, Olusegun Obasanjo, because I'm sure he just didn't want further problems. He didn't want an escalation of the situation. So he agreed to cede that part to Cameroon. So why should there be an encroachment? Are you saying you don't know where your land stops? You don't know your border? If there is an encroachment and the senator representing the place is calling out that there is an encroachment, it should be looked into. I honestly might not support the notion that we take back no. We have ceded it. There is a line, there is a demarcation. You don't get to cross over again. You don't get to cross over. This is how people look for trouble. This is how people you just wake up and you start looking for other people's troubles. You said a land was yours, a part of a land was yours, even though it was in our. But the president said, okay, so there won't be problem. He ceded it to your country. Why should you now leave that place again? So you want to take more? That's an encroachment into our own space, and it should be fought. It should be fought. You don't get to leave your border and start. Are you coming into our country? So we should now fold our arms and wait for you to run us over. We can't. So it's a good thing that the senator representing that place is saying it out now, and it should not be swept under the carpet. It should not be taken with levity. We should take it up. The Senate should take it up almost immediately and ensure that it is addressed once and for all. Your border is shown you, the demarcation is shown you, and you don't get to cross it over.
The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja on Thursday ordered the Department of State Services to grant the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, access to his medical records. The court, in a judgment that was delivered by Justice Binta Nyako, held that objections the security agencies raised against Kanu's request lacked merit. It held that Kanu was constitutionally entitled to have access to both the records he requested for and the medical doctors of his choice. Do you think the DSS is going to comply?
Why do you always ask me if I think? Well,
yeah, I mean,
it's if they don't comply, I won't be surprised, really, because that's like our nature. We are used to it. So if they comply, that is when I'll be pleasantly surprised that okay, DSS has obeyed the court order. But you know that they actually obeyed in the case of Emefiele when the court said they either charge him or release him. You know they charged him. Yes, before the end of that day, they charged him. You were even asking that we didn't know what they charged him for.
Yes.
But the following day, we read, I think before that day even ended, they saw the charges that it was for illegal possession of firearms and ammunition. So we have it. So the DSS might just decide to, but don't forget, whatever they do, whatever decision they take, they say they are working in the interest of the nation. So we have to believe them.
I have an update on manholes. The FCT Police Command has arrested more than 200 scavengers who have been hiding under the trees to terrorize residents, rob manholes, and vandalize people's cars in the last 2 months. This is just as officers of the command arrested 3 suspects in connection with the murder of a driver in Abuja following the discovery of the victim lying in the pool of his blood with a slit throat at Ungugu Close, Garki in Abuja. This is a good thing, yeah?
Yes, it is. And all these scavengers, I have a reservation, honestly. We see them, you see them around homes, you see them around your dustbins, you see them picking stuff. I've even heard that some even enter into houses and they start picking things. Some of them end up robbing the place. Some of them have ended up as spies for armed robbers. And so I don't know why they are allowed in streets. I do not know. You call a place an estate, you have security, and we have scavengers. I've seen some estates where they will put it there. Scavengers are not allowed. You are not allowed to enter into this. What are you scavenging? What are you picking? We have some of them that they are. We have seen that they are kidnappers. We have seen some of them to be robbers. We have seen some of them to be spies for robbers. We have seen some of them to commit other heinous crimes. I think it should be looked into really. Our local government chairmen should look into it. Resident associations and landlord associations should also look into it. They should find a solution to it. People cannot just enter, and all these places they are somehow deserted. People have gone to work. You just see them roaming from one street to another, picking, and I don't feel comfortable anytime I see them.
I got back from home, I think from work last week, and I saw someone just checking out.
Yes.
I was scared to talk. I was worried because if I talk now, and what if he's not mentally stable and he attacks me?
It doesn't make sense. It does not. They go into the bin, they start looking for stuff. It's terrible. It's terrible, but it's so sad that we will not see anyone addressing these issues until we start hearing that they are committing grievous harms.
A lady identified as Chinyere Awuda has been reportedly found dead, and her corpse was dumped in a hotel swimming pool in Awka, Anambra State. And according to people who were there, she was said to have been picking money that was being sprayed on a birthday celebrant. And they said she was even going for bundles of money, which a clubber stacked by his side seat, waiting to spray on the celebrant. Now, they took her out when she was picking the money. Apparently, she didn't know the birthday girl. So they took her out and maybe beat her to death for picking the money. But if someone is picking your money, collect it.
Why would you be picking people's money?
But he didn't mean they had to kill her.
I'm not saying they had to kill her. So let's address the offense first. There is no offense that is big enough for anybody to kill anybody. It is only the law that reserves the right of passing whatever judgment is right for any offense. But we can discuss an offense, Tony. How can you go? I can't imagine it now. I'm doing party. Did you plan the party with me? Did you spend the money on the party with me? Did you invite the people that are spraying me? We used to do it when we were young. When we were young, we used to pick all the 10 naira, all the mint on the floor. You will pick some of them.
But that's your family party now.
Yes, it's your family party, but we even knew it was wrong then. We knew it was wrong, so that was why we didn't go beyond 10 naira, 20 naira. And now she was even going for the bay. That's stealing. It's not. She's no longer picking Loju Agbo. She went there to steal. She went there to steal. See, people pick people's money.
Yes, of course.
People do. People pick people's money. Even your relatives, your sisters, they pick your money. That's why you have people. When there is this party, they will have someone that the celebrant trusts that will stand by the celebrant and be taking the money. And as they are even struggling to take the money,
some people are still
some will fall off. There is no how. Some will fall off. And if they fall off, it will now depend on how trustworthy the circle is. You understand? Because some will even help to pick and give it to the person that is holding for the person. You understand? Some will even help to pack from the floor and give the person to put in the bag. Or some will give it to the celebrant. But where? But some are there to pick for themselves. Tony, I'm not even, if you are picking the Yorubas will call it the rale. You can even go free. You can pick those ones and just spray it back on the celebrant, or you spray yourself. Then you go jejely back to your seat. Then why will you not? That was what she went there to do. She went there to go and steal the money, and I'm sure they must have been watching her. Now, that being said, they now took her out. This is what we say about jungle justice. It's what we say about people having no regards for law in this country. We have no regards for law. We have no regards for human lives. Okay, now somebody took your money. Somebody came to your party and started picking your money on the floor, and you carried her out and you started beating her. You beat her to the point that she died, and someone now dumped her inside the swimming pool. Where is our humanity?
It's lost.
Where is our humanity? Where is our nature? Where is it? Where is it? Now you are beating the girl. She must have been crying, begging you, and you can't just beat her and throw her out of that party. You can't throw her out and lock the gate. You can't hand her over to the police. It's not right. See, no, you do not reserve the right to kill anyone, no matter what they do to you. You don't. Even beating her would have been wrong. The best was to just call the police, and I'm sure there will be policemen at that party that you could have handed her over to, or security men that could have taken her and hand her over to the police. Then if you want to prosecute her, you go ahead and do it. Then if you want her to go, just send her out of my party.
Still on people beating people till they lose their lives. On Tuesday evening, two lovers had a quarrel which led to the death of 34-year-old Miss Esther Ndekere, who was allegedly beaten to death by her older lover, who is 54, in Kwere when Etu. It was gathered that the ugly incident, okay, let me just move on. Findings showed that the duo had a misunderstanding, and the suspect started hitting his girlfriend. And the event took a horrifying turn, and then, as you know, she lost her life. Now, there's also this social media person, Killer Boy, who allegedly took the life of his girlfriend. He posted it that they had an argument. He put it on his story. I didn't know what the story was, but I was seeing stuff online, people's reaction that they didn't think a day would come that someone would kill someone and the person will be getting justified. So I had to ask the friend, please send me the link to this story. Let me even understand what is going on. And the guy put it on his wall, I think maybe a story, that they had an argument. They got angry, and then he stabbed her. She died. And he says, I'm sorry, I really love her. I don't know how to survive. I don't want you guys to pity me because the love of my life is dead and I took her life and blah, blah, blah. Now, all of this didn't come out until 2 days after he had killed her. She left home and her mom knew. So she knew where she was going to. So they had to trace her vehicle and all of that to his place. And then they found her vehicle. They were trying to get into the house, but they couldn't. They found a way and got into the house and found her dead body. According to reports, her body parts were missing. but it's not been confirmed yet. But all he said is, I'm going to read it out. I got into an argument with my girlfriend, which I mistakenly stabbed her and ran away out of fear, and been suicidal since then. I want I want to end my life now because I've lost the one I cherish the most. I want to do the right thing and turn myself in. I would gladly die by pain with my life. I have failed myself, I have failed my mom, I have failed my family. Oh Lord, I can't believe this. I can't live with this guilt. I'm going crazy. Now, this guy has been updating his stories, he has been updating his everything. He even updated his bio, and he put the date she died, and then he put this angel stuff. Someone is doing this online. People are just doing this. They are just taking people's lives big. I don't know. I think it's now become a way of life to people, and I don't get it. It's actually scary to see all of these details.
It's scary to you because you still reserve some nature in you. You still have some milk of human kindness. You still have the normality or the normalcy of a human being in you. Tony, some people have become animals. You would not believe it. See, I even tell my husband that some people are demons that we don't even know. It's not everyone that you see on the street that is a human being. The fact that they are wearing clothes, they are driving cars, they are wearing shoes, they talk on phone, you talk to them, they reply. It does not mean they are normal or they are even human beings. Some people have lost their they have lost it. So it's just that, see, one can't be too careful. I always say, but you also have to be careful. You have to mind the kind of people you relate with. You have to be careful how you relate with people. See, for someone to get angry and pick a knife, it won't be the first time. He will be exhibiting such extreme, even if he had not picked a knife before. If he had not picked a knife before, it wasn't going to be the first time he would go to the extreme of such anger. And you are just a boyfriend. Even in marriages, they are telling people to leave. Even in marriages, they are telling people to leave and be alive. But now, honestly, I read a confession also. I think the police arrested this one. He said he was narrating how his wife cried when he was cutting her nipple and killing her. You see, you can just imagine, you can imagine the height of such madness of a person. You can imagine it. So would you call that person a human being? May we not have encounters with evil people parading as human beings. May we not have encounters with demons parading as human beings. Because I do not, see, when I'm angry with my children, Tony, I prefer to just hit them with my hand. Because by the time I go to get a cane or something,
You forget yourself.
my mind has gone down. I've spoken to myself. I've calmed myself down. You understand? So they know. So if I want to really, really hit them for what they have done, if I want to get at them, I use my hand immediately, or I pick something, my turning stick or anything that is around me, or the broom, you understand, or the cover of my pot, I just take it and then I'm okay. But if I say I want to go and get, how will I even move? I'm coming, I'm coming to beat you. I can't even sustain it. I can't even sustain it. On rare occasions will you see me tell her, stay there. Today, I'm going to beat you, and nobody is going to change my mind. And I will get a cane, or I get one belt, or then I will beat. Very rare. So how will a human being now move from discussion? Then you move to anger. Then you move to going to the kitchen to get a weapon. Then you come back to that person. I don't think they are human beings, honestly. I don't think they are human beings. And parents also should. You see such traits in your children. Some kids exhibit these traits from childhood. They exhibit this anger, this tantrum. They just they when they are angry, they throw stuff at you, they hit you, even as their mother, they hit you, they bang themselves on the floor, and you are sorry, pẹ̀lẹ́ now, bó ṣe máa ń ṣe nìyẹn. Bó ṣe máa ń ṣe nìyẹn tó bá ti bínú báyìí. We move on.
We move. Now, on the people having encounters with very evil people, I asked Maestro this yesterday, and I saw the guy's tweet again. Dr. Oluwafumilayo, this online, they call him online favorite doctor, his favorite online doctor. His ex-girlfriend accused him of rape, and now yesterday he tweeted, he said, first time waking up free, first time waking up happy, first time after 3 years of horror, truly free, truly happy, after 3 years of daily troll. But as the good book said, when the Lord turned again the captivity of Zion, we were like them that dream. It still feels like a dream. If you have people and or events that bring you true happiness in this life, please value them and kindly appreciate them. He goes on and on. Now I have to check the comment section. This babe, I hope it's not that they let her go. I know you're not the court, but like people like this, you only hear, oh, you're not the person who you didn't rape them and all of that, and then that's the end. The accuser, the false accuser, does not get any punishment.
No, I don't think so. I think there should be. I think there is a punishment for false accusation, and because she misled the court. There are cases like that. If you mislead the court, you waste the time of the court. She swore to an oath, and she lied. She lied on oath or under oath, that whatever the preposition is. She lied. She lied. The story was false. Ab initio. So you met a guy on social media, you got talking. You liked each other. You spoke to the extent of invite me over. The guy invited you over. You automatically you were going to stay in his house because he invited you and you were lovers. So you were living in his house doing living lovers. So the guy now discovered that this is a scam. You are a scam. You are a big time scam. What is ordered was not what he got. And I even saw the picture of the lady. It's not even her now. Did you see what she was wearing?
I know she's a doctor like him.
This is a doctor. Yeah. Can you see what she's wearing? You remember the lady that was disbarred or certificate yes, disbarred or something, or I think call to bar was recalled or something. Why? Because of pictures she posted of herself on social media. Look at this madam now, and she's a doctor. Look at what she's wearing. And this our favorite doctor online too. I don't know how he met this lady on social media. That's why I know one has to be careful in this life. One has to be careful in this life. It's not everything that glitters like this that is gold. You saw someone on Facebook, you started talking, you chatted her, you like her, she likes you. She said the report said she pressured him to invite her. So you now invited this woman, this lady, Abby, your lover, you invited her over. She now got there. When you now saw that you were not interested again because what you ordered was not what you got, then she now turned against you and went to report you to the association where you belonged. Not minding what could happen to you. She went for broke. She wanted to ruin him. She wanted to destroy him. She didn't mind if he was going to end up behind bars. She wanted him off. I'm just happy that the truth eventually came out. I'm happy that the man was not wrongfully convicted. I'm happy that he was able to survive this. I'm just happy for him.
Well, you can say this is another case of shoraphobia.
Shora for everybody. See, it's not madness is not restricted to one gender. Both genders are they can show you shaggy.
Now, I've been seeing videos of business owners, mostly fashion designers, who say their apprentices came late to work. Either tell them to lie on the floor, or now this one I saw, she posted the video herself and said that how I punish one of my students for coming late to work. She told the lady to fetch water using a spoon to fill a bucket from a distance. Now, it has never made sense to me. I, at a point in my life, was an apprentice to learn how to sew. And these people make ridiculous demands because you're an apprentice. I don't get. I pay my money to come and learn from you, and then you think the next thing is to do is to give me ridiculous punishments like this, or make me do dirty things like wash your laundry, sell for you, and other stuff, like not even related to clothing, maybe ice cream or yogurt or pure water. I don't get it. Where did this mentality or ideology come from? Is it right?
It's what we grew up knowing and seeing. Once they say unkoshe, then the boss automatically believes that you are his or her maid. Some will even send you to their houses. That thing that you have come to learn, you might not start learning it seriously until after 3 to 4 months. So in the first 4 months of your apprenticeship, you are going to be going to Oga's house to go and some will even go to Oga's house in the morning to prepare Oga's children for school, to help clean the house, and they will now collect the key to the shop from the house. They will now go to the shop to go and open the shop. They will now clean the shop and get ready and start fetching water. They buy food for the Oga. They do some even use them to service their men friends. Yes, we have seen it. Some even give them to their men friends. It happens. That's why I think that is why this issue of apprenticeship have really gone down. People have modernized the whole thing now, so they prefer to go to the tush ones instead of these local ones. Because I was still speaking with someone on Monday or Tuesday. The daughter is now, she just finished her GSS 3, so she's going to have like some few months of staying at home. So of course you would want her to do something. The woman said she really doesn't want to go and leave her. The girl she's interested in making hair. So the woman said she doesn't really feel comfortable dropping her off, because if you drop her off, you are not going to be there to see what they are going to expose the daughter to. You are not going to be there. They start sending her to go and fetch water. The daughter that you cannot send to go and buy food, they will start sending her for you. They will send her to the next street to go and buy cards, to go and buy water, to go and fetch water, to go and buy food, they can even send her to market. So that's why people no longer release their children to all these local shops, local business learners, or how do we call them now? They prefer to enroll them in schools now. You know, we have schools now. We have vocational schools now. So people prefer to now enroll them into these vocational schools. You are doing hairdressing, you are doing tailoring, you are making tie and dye, you want to know how to make soap, you want to let people now prefer to enroll in schools. How would you, well, that was not even deadly. It's just punishment.
Yeah, but it was just, I found it really silly. Maybe because
yeah, silly, but it's punishment. Why did she come late? Why? It is a sign of unseriousness. It is a sign of unseriousness. If you want to, it's just like coming late to school or coming late to class. The lecturer can decide to send you out. That's a punishment.
Yeah, but what of those ones that were made to lie on the floor?
That is a punishment. Nothing detrimental was done to them.
It's
not like she was. It wasn't like she was slicing them with blade or razor. It's lie down. That's your punishment. If you don't want to serve it, then go elsewhere. Go and enroll elsewhere. But that's how she wants to punish them. It's now if they want to sue her for dehumanizing them, they should go ahead.
You know, I almost hated the idea of being an apprentice because the teacher then would only cut in the midnight when I was not in her house, so she wasn't showing me cutting. So when I come in the morning, she would drop her kids' wears that they had worn, and those clothes were always like rats. I would wash them. Then I would help her once it's 2 and students come out of
you have to go and pick the kids.
No, I will help her sell the frozen ice cream that she's selling to. Then she didn't show me how to whip, so I just told my mom I wasn't going anymore. I wasn't ready to learn how. So I had to complete it when I was 7. And I think this would respect coppers. Because I had a junior that was a copper in that woman's place, and she respected the coppers and she respected me
at the time.
Yes. We'll be fine. Now, students in Delso had a gender switch day where boys had to dress like girls and girls had to dress like boys. Now, it was posted and the spokesperson of the police force replied saying, "Noted, I will take action on this and give necessary advice. Thank you." Now, I believe that I saw the video and I was finding it funny and irritating at the same time because it was as if those boys were waiting for that day to showcase the way they can walk on heels. It was hilarious and irritating at the same time. But you know, there are people who are doing this big time and they are so-called celebrities. Shouldn't the action that will be taken and the advice that will be given start from there first and then come downwards?
Well, I saw the story yesterday and I had to go and watch the video. I saw it and this would not have attracted such attention some 15 years ago, really, because I think one of the things students just like to do. Sometimes they just tell you go to school. Sometimes you go back to school. You wear your secondary school wears. Bring it to yes, yeah, color. You do a lot of things, but now I think this crusade, the aggressive campaign and crusade of the LGBTQ society, has really it has really led to nations that do not want it to really up their guards. You understand? They have scaled up their guards, really. And it's why I'm sure the first PRO is going to really go back and think of how to address this issue. Just like you said, in context now, looking at it, we are going to ask, what of Bobrisky? What of James Brown? What of Magu, or what's his name now? Madu. This actor.
Uche Madu.
What of those ones that have openly called themselves women? They have openly dressed as women. They have done things as women, even though we know that they are men. So how are you going to address these Delso students that actually just did it as an event in their school, and you will not appear to be double standard, you will not appear to have a double standard. How do you want to address them? You will call them and probably just warn them. I don't know. I really don't know how he wants to go about it, because they didn't say they were cross-dressers. They said that it was gender switch day. They just wanted to switch genders just for the fun of it, as part of activities where marking their Founders Day or their departmental, you understand, or final year event, you understand. So it's just an event that they had. I didn't like it too when I saw it. I saw it like the boys really want to be like girls, and I don't know. I don't understand the grace for wanting to be like girls. You will insult us. You will talk down on us. You call us names. You a lot of things. You complain about how we dress, and the next minute you are jumping up to dress to wear crop top. You are wearing mini skirt. You are wearing heels that you are always trolling us. You are trolling us for all these things, and you can't wait to jump on it. I honestly do not understand. I don't get it. They made up, they put powder, they used lipstick, they did eyelashes, they wore their wigs, and they were dancing.
So well that some ladies could not even.
So they were dancing like women, twisting their waist. One was even lying on the floor, bouncing his existing bum bum.
And they were looking so skinny. It was hilarious and silly.
It was silly, very, very irritating to me. It wasn't hilarious, it was silly. Because I didn't like it. They didn't look fine in it. They were looking so haggard, skinny, leggy, long legs, and it was ugly. To me, it was ugly. It was ugly, and they were walking about. They were happy, recording themselves. It's funny, and that's how we start. That's how we start, really. So I think they should. The first PRO should just find a way to address it. Probably just call them as a father, and if he does not find a suit, if he does not find a case against them, because you don't mess with police, don't you?
Yeah, sure. All right, we'll quickly dash to the platforms and see if we have anything before we open the phone lines. On Telegram, there's a reaction to Green Light's message that all firm imports petrol to boost supply, and it says NNPC monopoly broken already by PIA. And Stephen Badamosi says NNPC are albatross. Greenlight says yes, so more of this kind will come on board. NNPC has been the middleman helping government in paying subsidies to those it identified as oil marketers. If NNPC were a man, it wouldn't get God's forgiveness, never. Stephen Badamosi again. People in NNPC are the ones eating the so-called subsidy billions, I am convinced. Do you have evidence? Perhaps stealing our crudes in connivance with military top brass too is possible. We are in for a great war. Do you have evidence? Because I mentioned your name in case they come for you. Alright, while still from Stephen Badamosi, while the governors work with local government chairmen should also work with their councillors. Be that as it may, the state government should also have an official that will work alongside each local government chairman in such a way that we can be sure that not the name of political proxies will get on the list. We need to do this right to help the poor. He's talking about the social register. Now, Olushola Deyemo says second Niger bridge was given to a region which cost hundreds of billions of naira, and someone said fuel price and exchange rate are doing fastest to get 1,000 naira. And Christopher replied, that person should stop the rough play. Oh. Yes, so the person should stop the rough play. Yeah, Stephen Ola, all is well with Petals FM. We just had a technical itch and we are glad to be back on air. Nana Mbema, Mbaime, I'm sorry I'm not pronouncing that properly. Please, you can write a pronunciation. Be patient, that is what they told us, and we wasted 8 solid years, waited for Buhari in vain. Now they are at it again. They have started asking us to be patient with Tinubu, but let them understand that we are running out of patience. Alright, at this point we will open the phone lines, and the numbers to call 08107812544 or 09153029992. Please do not forget to turn down the volume of your radio set before you call in. Hello, good morning. I'll take the numbers again. 09153029992 or 08107812544. Please try as much as possible not to go beyond the stories we've discussed so far. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm Barrister Larry calling from Apete.
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you for your analysis this morning.
Thank you, sir.
I want to say that those people who stormed the National Assembly yesterday demonstrating in support of the president, what they are calling for is counter demonstration, which is not going well for the regime that has not clocked 60 days. I think they need to be cautioned. Nobody has come out to demonstrate against. They are patiently enduring the cushion effect of what has happened. For some people now to collect money and demonstrate in the National Assembly.
I thank you. You cannot. We can't substantiate that they collected money, barrister. You know better. You should know better than.
Demonstration is induced by money. Are we not Nigerians?
Sir, but you cannot substantiate it. You can't substantiate it. Yes. People protest. People. I think there was a march yesterday. Pro Tinubu march.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Mrs. Titi.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, yes, my sister. I already speaking from Malakia.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes, man. Can they grant me an indulgence to say this? Down the memory lane, during the time of Governor Ambode in Lagos, I read it from the newspaper there. This man, this governor, he gave some grants to the Lagosians. Grants. And the people of the public will receive the grant. At least 250,000 naira, 500, even to some farmers. So if Nigerian politicians, the senators, if they could be going home, each one of them with 149 million naira, at least to disburse 1 million naira to each family of Nigeria, popularized Nigeria, it's not too much. Because, as you have rightly said, there is nothing like middlemen in Nigeria again. The politicians are only feeding fat on Nigeria because why we are suffering. Let them bring the money and give it to. We don't want 200,000. We don't want 500,000. At least 1 million. Let them disperse to each family. We will know what to do. At least be able to make something doing so that we can be able to get out of this poverty. God bless Nigeria.
Amen. Thank you. I think we can still take one more call. 08107812544 or 09153029992. Please try as much as possible not to make comments that are inciting. 08107812544 or 09153029992. Oh well, our time is well spent. Many thanks to everyone. Yes. Many thanks to everyone who has been a part of the show, to our studio managers. Thank you. My name is Tony Adeoye.
Adebisi Ogunjimi signing out here. Thank you, Tony, for having me.
Thank you for always being a pleasure on the show. Join us next week for another edition of the TGIF edition. Have a wonderful weekend.
So Tony say bye-bye. Bye. Thank you, guys. Let me show you Tony's face.
Hello. Our fans.
You are Tony Adeoye. Right, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back here next week by God's grace. Mr. Olajide Oluseun, thank you for always. Mr. Nicholas Adesomi, thank you. Bye.